I'm just your average, snack-loving, adventure-chasing golden dog. And guess what? My best friend Dad and I go on the coolest adventures. We've got a big black Jeep named Birdie, a whole world to explore, and, of course, plenty of snacks. Every week is a brand new tail-wagging adventure. You never know what we'll find. Hidden carrots, new friends, maybe even buried treasure. So grab your hat, pack your snacks, and come with us.
Harley and Dad explore a cave. It all started with a sparkle on the map and a snack in Harley's paw. Birds chirped and the sun filtered through the trees as Harley and Dad followed the winding forest path. Dad adjusted his backpack and squinted at a worn trail sign. Whistle Hollow Cave should be just ahead. Harley, a chubby golden dog with a bright blue collar and a passion for snacks, bounded ahead, tail wagging. Do you think there'll be snack stalactites or buried treasure made of cheese? Dad chuckled. I think it'll be dark and mysterious. They rounded a bend and spotted a crooked little cabin nestled against the hillside. Just outside the front door, 2 dogs looked up from a pile of rocks and shovels. One was scruffy, with wild eyebrows and a muddy beard. The other was sleek, quick-footed, and wearing a tool belt with teeny pickaxes. Visitors, the scruffy one barked, to the cave? You're either very brave or very snack-deprived. Dad grinned. Hello there, I'm Dad. This is Harley. I'm Hoover, said the schnauzer proudly. Retired treasure finder, full-time sandwich enthusiast, part-time cave napper. I'm Bee, added the sleek terrier with sharp eyes. I'm the one who keeps him from falling into holes. Hoover nodded. And she's great with maps. I'm great with snacks. Harley's ears perked up. You had me at snacks. Bee pointed toward a yawning cave entrance behind the cabin, dark, mossy, and echoing with little drips. That's Whistle Hollow. We live here, and we've been mapping its tunnels for months. Would you like some company? Hoover asked. We know the best paths and where the bats hang out. Harley spun in a circle. Yes, yes, yes. The more the merrier, and braver. Bee smiled just a little. Then let's go. A low breeze flowed from the cave mouth, carrying a scent of wet stone and secrets. The air inside was cool and damp. Their paws and boots made soft scuffs against the stone. Water dripped somewhere ahead, echoing like a leaky faucet in a cathedral. Flashlight beams danced along the cave walls. Drip, drip, drip. Hoover sniffed a rock. Yep, definitely damp. Might be soup. Harley whispered, Is soup treasure? No, Bee said, and don't lick the walls. Suddenly, whoosh! A cloud of tiny brown bats fluttered overhead, darting like shadows with wings. Harley yelped, Snack gods, help me! Dad laughed and steadied his flashlight. The bats blinked sleepily from above. Bee rolled her eyes. They eat bugs, not dogs. Think of them like sky puppies. Harley blinked. Sky puppies? He took a breath. Okay, I'm 89% less scared now. Hoover waved a paw. Hello, flying friends. The rock walls grew narrower, the air thick and still. Little crystals twinkled in the flashlight's glow. The passage narrowed into a tunnel. I can do this, Harley muttered, squeezing his belly through. Snack-powered agility. Hoover followed Harley through the tunnel, bits of fur left behind. Like a furry meatball, he said. Bee zipped through easily, tail high. You two really need to stretch more." They kept exploring, following a faint rumbling sound. The tunnel curved, sloped downward, and Harley's paws skidded slightly on wet stone. "Careful," Dad said. "It's getting steeper." "I'm being extremely careful," Harley shouted. "I regret nothing." Then, splash! Harley slipped and slid straight into a big puddle. He popped up, soaked and sputtering. "I regret everything." Dad offered him a hand. "You okay, explorer?" Harley shook like a sprinkler, flinging muddy droplets everywhere. "Fine, just making the cave feel welcome." But when they tried to retrace their steps, the tunnel forked. Left? Right? Had they passed that weird mushroom before? "I think we're lost," Harley whispered, eyes wide. Harley sniffed. "I left a crumb trail. Well, I meant to." Hoover looked at Harley. "Were your crumbs cookies?" Harley looked at Hoover. "Yes." "Oops," said Hoover. "Sorry. They sure were tasty, though." Bee examined the walls. "I left chalk marks. This way." To lighten the mood, Dad shouted down the cave. "Hello! Hello! Hello! Lo!" the cave echoed. Harley stepped forward, eyes wide. "Carrot!" he barked. "Carrot! Ut! Ut!" Hoover howled into the dark. "Hoover rules! Drools! Drools! Drools!" Everyone had a look of surprise, except Bee, who had fallen over laughing, holding her belly. Harley whispered, "Did the cave just roast you?" Hoover grinned. "Come on, the best part of the cave is coming up." They stepped into a massive open cavern glowing with golden light. Crystals glittered on the walls, stalactites dripped from the ceiling. Golden flecks floated in the air like dust lit by fireflies. In the center was an old wooden chest. Dad gently opened it. Inside, gold coins, a small pickaxe, and an old biscuit perfectly preserved in wax paper. Harley gasped. 100-year-old snack? Bee pulled him back. "Don't even think about it." Hoover added, "I already licked it." They sat on smooth rocks, munching fresh carrot sticks from Dad's pack. "I love caves," Harley sighed. "Treasures, bats, splash zones, and good company," Dad said. Bee nodded. "And good explorers." Hoover beamed. "And good snacks. Next time, we pack sandwiches shaped like treasure maps." They followed Bee's chalk marks back toward the cave mouth. The brightness made Harley squint. His damp fur steamed in the warm air, and trees swayed gently outside. "I like caves," Harley said, "but I like sunlight more." "And dry fur," Bee added. Outside, the grass was warm and soft. Harley flopped down, tail thumping. "We made it!" Hoover rolled onto his back in the sun. Bee licked her paw, quietly pleased. Dad stretched. "Well done, team." A bone-shaped cloud drifted across the sky. Harley whispered, "Next time, volcano made of cheese?" Hoover shouted, "Yes!" Bee raised an eyebrow. "Only if we bring marshmallows." They all laughed. Back at home, the sun dipped low, and Dad and Harley were on the porch. Dad sat in his chair with a cup of tea, and Harley curled on a blanket, eyes closing, tail still wagging. He dreamed of glowing treasures, crumb trails, and a team of explorers who made even the darkest places feel like home. Best day ever.
What a great day that turned out to be. Best day ever. I can't wait until next week when we go on another adventure. Make sure you click subscribe